Are you or someone you know and love at risk for suicide? Who's most at risk? Men, women, what age group? September is National Suicide Prevention Month, and we're joined by an expert to talk about this. Joined by Dr. Ken Dunham, Executive Director of Medical Operations for Behavioral Health at Sentara. So thanks for joining us on this very heavy topic. And I want to start with who is most at risk?
Most at risk for suicide are usually people who are depressed. And who's at risk for depression? Well, kind of everybody.
But I mean, gender-wise. Do we know, like, gender-wise, race, age group?
When it comes to suicide, the men tend to end up hurting themselves and killing themselves more often compared to women.
Do we know
women
why?
tend to have more attempts? You know why? Well, when men want to commit suicide, when they get to that point where depression's got to the point that's kind of convinced them, because the suicide is really a symptom of depression, right? So somebody who's normally mentally healthy, they're not going to go and decide to pick up a gun and hurt themselves, right? So the idea that suicide becomes a common sense thing for a person to do, that is a symptom of a mental illness, usually stemming from depression.
But I understand it you clearly. I mean, something. You're right. A person who is in good mental health doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But do we know why it's more men than women?
Yeah. So when men decide to go this route, they usually choose ways that are more effective, by hanging and shooting themselves, for example. Whereas women tend to choose something that's not as violent, if that makes sense.
So are you saying that men are more successful at doing it than women, that some of the methods that women try aren't successful? And
yeah, men like to succeed, right?
Well, but do we know why? I mean, so are more men having more serious mental health issues than women, or are women better at processing it than men?
So women tend to seek help more than men. And so, the men who struggle with mental health, usually we're taught to kind of stuff it down, just kind of walk through it. It's a very bootstraps kind of American culture out there.
I got to suck it up.
That's right. And a lot of that's good, right? It helps us do a lot of things. But then it comes to the point where it becomes bad. And, when we look at the statistics, women are more likely to seek out help and try to get help for others. Men are more likely to say, well, I think I still need to suck it up.
Age group? Are we seeing one particular age group that it's more of an issue?
Yeah, the older age groups are usually more of an issue. The younger ages, as every generation who comes up when it comes to mental health, seems to have a more broad and more accepting idea of getting help for mental health. And so the younger generations are tending to not see it as something to shy away from. The older generation still tending to well, maybe this is something I can still write out. Maybe this is something I can still suck up. I don't need to get help for this.
Do we, as we're talking about age groups, are we seeing any kind of spike in suicide with teenagers?
There was a spike that came around during COVID as people got more isolated, particularly actually in girls. There was a big spike in COVID as they were isolated away from other people. That group is still at risk, but things are starting to normalize as society starts to normalize post-COVID.
And I was just wondering, as we're talking about teens, what have we been able to glean anything from the impact of social media on teens? And increase in suicide attempts?
Yeah, so this is a very interesting part of our new culture, social media. And really, in a lot of ways, we've kind of lost the mental health war with social media. Social media and screens have gotten they're pretty much part of our day-to-day life, to the point where the negative impacts are going to come. And so now we have to figure out, well, what are we going to do with those negative impacts? The negative impacts include increased anxiety, worsening self-esteem, being quickly led down paths with algorithms the algorithms from social media are designed to get your attention, not really designed to give you something that you want or need. And so stuff that gets your attention are usually things that are very emotionally provocative. And so that can lead people down a bad mental health road.
and more of an impact with teen girls versus teen boys?
It's been traditionally more of an impact initially, but there's been a lot of studies coming out now saying that teen boys are getting more of a they can be led down a path of maybe inappropriate ways to look at women in society, pretty quickly with the algorithms now.
Racial groups. I mean, you've kind of said that it's more men than women, and you've talked about the age group. Racial groups. Or what are you seeing as far as who's at most at risk?
Most at risk are white men. Yeah. So white men have always been the highest risk of completed suicides in our culture. Some of it has to do with gun ownership. Some of it has to do with the type of society connections that people have. As far as the culture of American culture and the American white man culture is very bootstraps, John Wayne, I have to do it myself type of culture. And maybe I don't have a group I could go and talk to, versus because I'm not going to tell my weaknesses to other people. Maybe.
And when you say a group, that could be a neighbors or a civic group or a church group. What are you talking about?
Yeah, all the above. Yeah.
And so that, I guess it speaks to the value of, I mean, one of the things that we can do is make sure that we have those kind of connections.
Yeah.
That kind of support group. It doesn't have to be like an official, anti-suicide support group, but just connections close connections so that we can share, hey, I'm going through something.
Yeah, those are going to be key. Any connection you can get. Just at home, if you're a man at home right now, just think about your best friends. Who are your best friends? And think, okay, if I was really feeling suicidal, could I tell them, I'm going through something? Could I tell them that I'm thinking about hurting myself? And then what are the consequences of that? And if you can't think of anybody that's in that group, then maybe you can start looking for either groups or friends that you can start having these conversations with.
Because that's the thing. I mean, if you're in that spot and you're asking yourself that question, then you're probably also wondering, like, what are they gonna? What's the response gonna be?
What are they gonna do? They're gonna think I'm crazy. Are they gonna think what's going on? Are they gonna take my rights away from me? Are they gonna? Am I gonna lose my job? There's all those questions will come up.
All right. Much more. Hold that thought. So much more to talk with Dr. Ken Dunham, because there's just so much more that we have to unpack. And our conversation will continue right after this break. All right, we're back on The Healthy Dude with our conversation with Dr. Ken Dunham, Executive Director of Medical Operations for Behavioral Health. And we were, talking about the value of having connections, real connections, not just a golfing buddy or a fishing buddy, but, someone who we can be like be very vulnerable with.
Right, yeah.
And you're about to make a point about something.
Yeah, so I think it's important to have those people in your life, but also it's important to realize that whenever somebody's dealing with depression and starting to think about suicide, at some point, the risk of suicide, the reason why mental health is so important is because it kills people, right? And one of the ways it kills people is through suicide. And at some point in time, when somebody's on this journey to this mental illness, suicide just starts making sense to them. And it only makes sense to them, it doesn't make sense to people around them. And so they'll stop talking oftentimes, or so they'll start planning, well, this is what I need to do, and it'll just become kind of a fact of life for them. And so no matter what type of friends or connections they have around them, they may start on that journey.
And if that is you, the suicide hotline number is 988.
Yeah.
988. And so if you don't have those connections, if you're not sure that you can go to a spouse, a friend, your pastor, whoever, you can call 988 and get help. So is, the dominant reason is, mental health, but is it, but is it something that is, chemical? Is it something that there's like a major life event, you've been, I don't know, fired, or you've been caught having an affair? Mm-hmm. I mean, is there, you've lost a child? I mean, what are you finding? What is the research showing?
Yeah. It's all the above is the answer. Really, usually if you have children, that's usually a protective factor that you think that I probably need to stay around for the children, even if my life isn't worth it. I need to take care of these children. But at some point in time, even people dealing with that, they'll start making sense to them. Well, somebody else will take care of them. Well, they're going to be okay. So that's a thing that comes up. Protective religious beliefs. When you talk about religion, usually it's protective. Religion is protective usually, but there's
what do you mean?
Protective as in if you're a part of a religion that believes that suicide is not a thing to do, then that's usually helps protect people from committing suicide because they start thinking, well, I can't do that because if I do, there'll be consequences like going to hell or something, right? So in those cases with those religions, people tend to seek out help more. There are religions in which suicide is kind of part of things. Religion's not always protective, but if somebody has protective beliefs within a religious system, that's usually helpful as well.
What are the signs? What are the signs that either you might be heading down that dark path, or someone that you know and love is heading down that path?
Well, you look for signs for depression, problems with sleeping. Are they just getting, are they more irritable? Or are they more angry? Are they, not enjoying things as much? They start feeling a lot of shame, guilt, hopelessness. Shame is a big deal. People who have done things that they feel a lot of shame for is often a problem. Those are often very difficult things to open up about and talk to people about. People who are just, they were pretty active, but now they're just kind of laying around the house, the mood's off. Whenever we start thinking about suicide, there's kind of two types of suicide. The suicide's complex, right? But there's kind of two types. One's a spontaneous act. Something happens. They feel like, okay, this is it. I'm going to hurt myself. Those are difficult to prevent.
Because there may not be a whole lot of warning signs,
right.
And if it's spontaneous, you didn't see that coming.
Right.
What's the other kind?
The other one's a planned one. And those, sometimes you can see warning signs there. Maybe somebody's starting to they're giving things away. Maybe they're sending like, hey, you've really been a really good friend. I just want to let you know when I'm going from here that, I loved you and everything was good. I just want to let you know that now. Something like that may be a sign that, is this person planning on leaving? Did you just get a cancer diagnosis? Did you, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What's going on with my friend?
Because you hear about, sometimes it's like they get like this, it's a terminal illness. And so it's like, all right, what are my options? I mean, I'm just going to and so how are you on the lookout when you maybe know of someone who's gotten a really bad diagnosis?
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things in our society that we probably need to make sure we're clear about is it's okay to ask somebody, hey, you think about hurting yourself? Are you thinking about killing yourself? It's something with that question doesn't cause any harm to people. So there used to be this idea that if I ask somebody about suicide, that'll make them start thinking about it, right? We found out that's not true. All right, so you can just ask. It's a kind of a bold question at times, but most people, if they are thinking about it gives them an opportunity to say it. If you're not thinking about it, you haven't hurt their feelings. You're not gonna break that.
That was one of my
up.
questions. How do you bring that? I mean, how do you bring that up to someone that you're starting to see some signs and it's like, okay, am I overreacting? But how do you introduce that topic of, are you thinking about hurting yourself?
Hey, I'm worried about you. You're not gonna leave this world, are you? I mean, some people bring it up with a joking way. It's all about your relationship with that person. In healthcare, we just ask it all the time now. It's very, very common for us to ask people. So if you do go to your doctor and they ask you about depression or suicide, just know that they're doing that because they're worried about you and they want to make sure they take care of you. They're not trying to judge you. So that's my public announcement for today.
And so would you like to see more healthcare professionals, like as part of a regular physical, that maybe it's like, hey, so how are you? I don't know, how are you coping with stress, or how are you feeling?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, Kurt, actually, we're going to start doing that for pretty much all of our patients now. Majority of our patients who are coming in at least once a year, we're going to ask them about depression, and if they have positive signs of depression, we'll start asking them questions, including, are you feeling like hurting yourself? And we have processes and procedures in place. So if somebody says, yeah, then we're going to get you the right help at the right time.
Do the signs vary, like for men and women? Like if you're trying to, or or your kids?
Yeah. So kids are usually the most varied when it comes to signs of depression because they don't always look like adults with depression. Sometimes they're angry and more irritable than adults.
Because a lot of parents with teenagers would go, that's kind of typical teen behavior.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And so how do you, discern between, all right, you're just being a moody teenager versus I should be concerned? Is it the length of time? I mean, what do you?
Yeah. So I think the funny thing about teenagers and kids, even starting in middle school, is when you start asking them questions, they always appreciate what you say and what you contribute. They may not respond back to you, and so very common now. You can text your kid all day long, and he won't text you back, right? But if you stop texting them, they'll take it personally. So you got to keep texting them, even though they're not going to necessarily text you back. Same thing with asking these type of questions. Hey, are you okay? I don't want you to hurt yourself. Are you feeling okay? I don't want you to hurt, commit suicide or anything like that. And you're not going to damage that relationship by asking those things.
All right.
They may not respond to you the way that you want them to, and that's normal. But you keep doing what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
All right. And this is something that we want to ask on the other side of the break. What are the top reasons that people don't seek treatment? Is it the stigma? Is it the cost? We're going to ask that question to Dr. Dunham right after the break. Welcome back. I'm Kurt Williams. This is The Healthy Dude. September is National Suicide Prevention Month, and we are continuing our conversation with Dr. Charles Ken Denham,
That's right.
Executive Director of Medical Operations for Behavioral Health. Dr. Dunham, thank you for this conversation we've been having. A reminder, if you are in need of talking to someone, you can call 988, but you can also text 988. Now, who's at the other end of the line of 988?
So 988 is usually answered by a call center where there's therapists or people trained to take care of mental health issues. And I think it's been a real success story because used to you call 911 and 911 would send out the firemen, the police, the ambulance, kind of everybody, which kind of show up at your house. And that's not always appropriate, right? If you're dealing with a mental health issue, you're like, well, a neighbor's going to see the police in the yard, so I'm not going to call 911. 988, you get somebody trained to deal with mental health. And you can text them. And if you need 911, they will connect you to 911. So when in doubt, try 988. Now, if I just came across somebody and they had just overdosed, I don't need a therapist for that, right? I need an ambulance. So I'll call 911. But 988 for the most part is the way to go.
The question that I posed before the break was, what are the top reasons that people don't get treatment? Is it the stigma? Is it the cost?
Yeah.
Or is it something else?
It's kind of all the above. Yeah, stigma, cost, and also the idea that mental health can't be helped, or it's my fault. There's something wrong with me because I should be able to pull myself out of this. And that's kind of like saying you should be able to pull yourself out of diabetes or cancer or high blood pressure. These are medical illnesses. These are problems that occur in the brain that cause symptoms. But we're not totally there as a culture yet to get that. So we're still dealing with this idea of like, well, this is somehow a personal failing of mine, and I shouldn't admit that. I shouldn't tell people I'm dealing with these things. So the stigma related to it is a big deal. Cost is an issue there. However, mental health and is now, from an insurance standpoint, it's now on par with primary care, and so there's something called mental health parity, which made mental health a lot more accessible to a lot more people, which is good. And then there's access issues with providers. There's not really a whole bunch of providers out there. Some of the providers that we have months of access, or they won't take insurance, or it's kind of hard to get in to see them. So it's a complicated problem. And so people are looking for alternatives for treatment, including, talking to AI,
Yeah, and so with Chat GPT, for example, I mean, it would seem like people are going to AI for everything, how to fix something at home, how to get out of debt. And so what are the dangers of going to AI for, you're having some thoughts of suicide?
Yeah, I think when people are using AI to help themselves, they're really trying to help themselves, right? And so they're seeking help. That's good. it is within kind of this like personal complex. Nobody needs to know about it. I'm not really having to reach out. And oftentimes, ChatGPT and other AIs will actually tell you, hey, you need to go get help, but you can tell the AI, no, I don't want to get help from anybody else. I want you to help me. And then that's the issues that may come up, because you may get into a problem in which you really need somebody who's a licensed person to help guide you to the right place, right time, because the AIs have a limitation.
So 988. You can call, you can text. Centera Health has recently embedded therapists in primary care practices. Why?
Because we believe, or at least my personal belief, is that physicians used to work without a nurse. You think back in the day, you turn around, there was no nurses around physicians. Now physicians, they wouldn't think about working without a nurse or a pharmacist or other people on the team. I think a therapist is the same thing. I think a therapist is a crucial part of the team, because there's things that a therapist can do that they're trained to do that a doctor doesn't, necessarily have the training to do, that they can kind of, work with them on. And so what we want to do is try to have every physician's office have a therapist available to them, so that we can integrate, that type of level of mental health into your primary care. Because most things can be handled in a primary care if they have a therapist with them.
Would that be in just one of the examples of some of the progress that you've seen in behavioral health care?
Yeah, so we've had several progress. One of the biggest things that we're working on at Centera is putting integration into everything we do. So we don't want to be a black box where you have to wait to be in crisis to come see us, right? And so much of healthcare is that way. So much of psychiatric care is that way. You have to get in big trouble before you come see a psychiatrist, or you end up in the ED. We want to put people out there where people are getting the most help, like primary care, pediatricians, OBGYNs, to make sure that we're a partner with them, so that when patients do have issues come up, it's a pretty easy fix. I'd rather start fixing it when it's mild to moderate until it kind of goes down the line, and then it gets really bad and end up in the ED, and it's a whole big deal. It's more expensive, and people have worse outcomes. So what we're trying to do is make sure we're integrating mental health into just everyday care.
What do you do if you're like, you are trying to get maybe, you're talking about all the things that Centera is doing to be proactive. If you're trying to be proactive either as a parent or as a spouse, a good friend, and you are getting pushback from someone getting help. I mean, when your kids are young enough, it's non-negotiable. Hey, you're going to see a therapist. Yeah. But as they get older, or if it's a spouse, if it's an adult child, what do you do?
Well, that's one of the reasons why we're putting kind of depression screeners in almost every visit, at least once a year, when somebody sees a doctor. Because if you go get your routine health care, that's going to be part of it now. Just kind of like checking your blood pressure. We're going to ask you questions. So maybe that'll give somebody an opportunity to go there. So, hopefully if, you can get them into regular routine health care, and then that'll trigger
like a comprehensive health care.
Yeah.
You guys, in 2022, opened a behavioral health care clinic in Virginia Beach.
Right.
Why? What was the purpose?
We've had clinics before. This specific clinic was to help people coming out of crisis, and so and to get them into or about to go into crisis. So if somebody's in the emergency department and they needed someplace to go, it's taken 3 to 6 months to see those patients in the community. And so the idea behind this clinic was, all right, let's have a clinic that helps get people out of the ED, out of the hospitals faster.
When we say ED,
emergency department.
Department.
Yeah. So we kind of looked at some data, and we saw a lot of people going to the emergency department for a variety of reasons. Some of them are fairly simple mental health reasons, that maybe they needed a medication refill, but they couldn't get a hold of somebody, And so they ended up going to the emergency department and getting their medications refilled. And so we were looking at those cases, as well as cases of, hey, this person's really sick. They're getting to the part where they're thinking about suicide, but they're probably not going to do it. They probably don't need to be in the hospital. Let's send them home, but with good resources. Let's send them home, but with somebody who can follow up in the community with them, who cares about them, who's going to see them quickly. And very often it's hard to find clinics that are open that'll see those patients. So that's the reason why we created that clinic. It actually has hours on Saturday. We have hours past 5 o'clock, extended hours. because we're trying to reach the population of people who can't otherwise get care.
All right, we're going to wrap it up, but super quick. I mean, what are like maybe the 2 or 3 takeaways you want people to walk away with?
Yeah, I'd say that this can happen to anybody. It can sneak up on anybody. I've seen mayors, police chiefs, physicians, lawyers, engineers, preachers, people from all walks of life can struggle with this. From a man's perspective, it is important to go ahead and reach out. You're going to be, it's going to be a little awkward maybe if you don't have anybody, but you can at least call 988 and get in to see somebody. And then probably the last and most important thing is if you are thinking about doing this and and you have family members around you, you should probably have a conversation with them about the firearms. I grew up in the country, I was a hunter, all that stuff. But we do know that if somebody's if they're struggling with depression, you're just taking the firearms. You don't have to take it away from them forever, but just put it someplace safe. So that just in case they do spontaneously start thinking about suicide, we have found that to be really effective. So we're not trying to take stuff away from people for a long period of time, but it may be just to give it to somebody
an important precautionary
trust.
move.
Yeah.
All right. And also, I mean, be that friend that doesn't respond with judgment. And I mean, really, if somebody's coming to you, think about how you're going to respond, that they're opening up and they're sharing that with you. And, don't respond with the judgment. Dr. Ken Dunham, Executive Director of Medical Operations for Behavioral Health at Sentara Health.
Right.
Enjoyed this conversation.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. And we thank you for joining us on The Healthy Dude. I'm Kurt Williams.